This is Robert of Ride to Walk, where I ride for mobility, and I'm riding the H7. I am riding the H7. I am looking at a spot behind Youngbloods that they've cleared off. I'm wondering what they're going to do with this. Pretty clear they're going to make something new. It's behind Youngbloods and Caddy Corner behind Lowe's, the two hardware stores that we have in town. I have been out paying bills, and now I just get to ride. And so I was curious about what I saw back there, down there. This time of year is so fun. There's all the new stuff coming in, all the places are being plowed and planted, and stuff that's already planted's coming up after we just had a good rain. And then there's quite a bit going on as far as building around town too. Like that is a clearing. There's a clearing on the other side of town, really big. Don't know what's going in. And we still have our courthouse. The fire station just got opened up. City Hall and the police, that's being built. One of the churches, that's all stuff still coming back from a tornado in December of 2021. I do have a truck behind me, but I'm too close to the stop sign to let him pass. Ideally, I just have to slow down here. Because then I'm out of the busy area. They're watering the soccer fields. It just used to be a barren place, and they made it into two nice soccer fields. Of course, since we moved here, this whole park behind the Y went in. Maybe 5 or 6 years after we moved, the Y was here, but not this part. This is a little section of it behind the Y that might have been here before the main body of Kess Creek. I don't remember. We moved here in 2004, and Kess Creek went in maybe 2007 or 8. because we moved. It was brand new when we moved. We lived right a street down from as the crow flies, just a football field down from where I just was. They built these big mounds. I don't know what they are, what they're doing. Usually this just grows up tulip trees, and then once a year they cut it down. Well, they cut it down last year and then started building this stuff. There's a bunch of drainage back in there. They're letting this one grow over. I don't know if they're just making a natural mounded prairie or what they're doing. It's kind of interesting to see what comes of it. Seems to be a lot of activity around town. Yeah, I came from Illinois, lived in Missouri. I used to say I grew up on the wrong side of the river, the Illinois side, because KMOX was my radio station growing up. Listened to the Mighty Mox, Clear Channel. Used to go to bed with the radio on, either Cardinal baseball or Jim White when there wasn't a game when I was a kid. And then we moved to Kentucky in 2004, like I said, and it's a really nice area here. On your left, if you come through here in the morning, sometime you'll see deer. I see deer quite a bit in the evening elsewhere. Yeah, they were just building this when we moved. The first thing they had was the pavilions. I'll let this, well, there's another one coming. I think I'll go the other way with them. Hello. Yeah, there's a lot of those scooters around town. The kids seem to really like them. Both those are young kids, and I've seen a group of high school kids, look like high school, could be junior high, I think they were high school. Come through here. Yeah, growing up, Longacre Park was built, and now I can go back and see, you know, the early vision when it all went in, and now it's, you know, it's been 50 years. All the trees were large. It's quite a bit different than it used to be. It's neat to see them mature, this part. Cool seeing it mature. I don't remember if I've gone on this path on camera or not, because there were a lot of videos that I made early on that I hadn't figured out it was on the wrong setting, and it would cut the videos up. Finally found the setting and changed it that allows it to do continual. I don't know if it's loop or not loop, but whatever it was wrong, and changed it to being correct. And also putting it on 1080, 30 frames per second, and I can capture the video as long as I want. It accidentally got onto 4K the other day, and then that was all cut up into 3-minute slices. Yeah, I don't like the 3-minute slices. I think I might have come through here the other night on the night ride. Yeah, I did. I came through here the other night because I talked about the skunk. I had seen a skunk there. There's a car coming. Once in a while a car comes here. They're gonna let me go by, so I'm gonna go. There we go. That was nice of them. Yeah, it's a beautiful day, lower 70s, a bit windy, partly cloudy, the sun's out. Great day for riding. This little subdivision is nice because it's just 2 circles, a bigger loop and a smaller loop. And it's cut off apart from everything else, so it's a nice relaxing place to ride. Now that I got all the bills paid today, I was thinking about Priorsburg tomorrow, but the wheel came for the dog trailer. Actually, I've got there we go. Some kind of bug was on my visor. So I should be able to hook up the trailer tomorrow. I don't know. I probably will just try riding it with the bike first. Yeah, a friend said that he tipped his over. So yeah, that was a warning to me. It's like, yeah, that's kind of, I don't know how far. I don't think I can take where I'm at. I don't think I can take Simon, my dog, is what it's far. Let's hope take him around, but I don't think I can take him too far because it's kind of scary. I'd have to get out on the highway to get to town. I couldn't take him to town. I could do our subdivision and then go across the way and do another subdivision. It would probably be the longest that I could go. But I may just try to ride it around tomorrow and get used to it. Hook it up. I haven't decided yet. Whether to use the H7 or to use the U8. The birch is only 500 watts. And maybe having less power would be a good thing, hauling a dog behind you. To be limited in your ability to move. We'll have to see. I have to hook it up and see how it goes. I think Simon will really like it. I see a bunch of other people on the forums and that take their dogs places. And the dogs are ready as soon as they get the trailer out to go with them. They always want to go with me, and of course they can't go with me on the bike. The other thing is I have a female corgi. My dogs are corgis. Penelope will not be able to go. I don't think they could both fit. And it'd be too much weight and they're too big. So I don't know. Just have to wait and see. It's always nice when you have a new house in a new subdivision and the lot's empty next to you. But that doesn't last forever. These have that waterway between them. Makes for a nice. Some of these have the woods behind them. I have counted at least 12 that are wheelchair accessible. That house has a nice fenced-in area. This subdivision was put in after the tornado. So most of the owners at least at the beginning, or were displaced in the tornado. Damascus Road, Emmaus Road is the little loop, and then Jericho. And then we came in on Antioch. No one lives on Antioch. It's just the entrance. Chemtrails. Are they spraying stuff on us? That's what some people think. I don't know. Guy on a mini bike. If you lived right in here, this is a way to cut through to town without, yeah, if you don't want to go as far to the east. Yeah, it's just a beautiful day to relax and take in the sights. A couple weeks ago, all the trees were bare. Within 3 weeks, they're fully leafed out. Most of them. I have a hickory tree. It's the last thing to leaf out. Its leaves are coming. People are fishing. Somebody planted some little trees to the left. Be interesting to see if any of those make it. They're kind of out there on their own. There's a couple. They've planted them all around. thinking of. You can see the pond. There's actually 2 little ponds to fish in. There are some people out there. Enjoying the weather. To the right is the entrance, the car entrance to the park. Yeah, we were just 3 streets over from this park when we lived in town. It would have been nice, but when the boys were little, we had Kiwanis Park, and they got to go to that. This would have been nicer when we moved. They were about 10 and 11. This is an interesting little cemetery off by itself, a big hill. I was just wondering about that. There's trees have encroached. There's trees growing up inside some of those stones. But it's just a little small cemetery. Pretty much full. There's a new one there. This dog always greets me when I come this way. Yeah, when we lived here, we were right off the park and right behind the YMCA. Oh, wow. There's the view now of that mound they're building from our old subdivision. Well, one thing, for the people that live right here, it's going to separate them good from the park. What the ultimate purpose of those are, I don't know, though. Used to go right through to the right, and a way to get to Walmart. Because when we lived here, we were right close to Walmart as well. and would take the boys a lot to Walmart, get them some exercise, have them walk. So this is another cemetery. What is this, Highland Park? Highland Park is the cemetery here. And it's connected to Kiwanis Park, so it was real close to our house. The boys used to take them there every day in the summer. There's a holly, a big holly. Where's the... Oh, right back here are a bunch of cedars. Oh, they cut one of them down. These used to be really pretty. And then one winter, we had a huge horde of blackbirds come through, ravenous blackbirds. There were so many of them, they took up every spot on those trees and were there for a few days and did a lot of damage. Yeah, now they're really looking bad. Yeah, when those blackbirds came through, we had a mockingbird that was camped out in our holly tree, and we had 2 holly trees, and she thought she had a supply of food for the winter, had camped out there, those holly berries, and those blackbirds they went through it in a week. In the time that they were there, they ate all the black, and she fussed at them and was all upset, and nothing she could do. Her planning for the winter, she had made good preparation, but wasn't counting on a ravenous horde of blackbirds. I guess there's a lesson in that somewhere. Not to be too attached to things here. Well, I'm just riding about, and I think I'm going to call this a video, ending here at Highland Park.